Yesterday, teams were exploding past 250. Today, 159 felt like a contest. Different pitch, different tempo, different kind of pressure, and maybe a different kind of England. Welcome to Deep Point. My name is Chinmay along with Sallav. And here we go beyond scorecards and talk about the stories and narratives that shape the game. Sallav, let us break this down. What happened in today's match, what stood out for us, and all the other things that happened and surprised us.
So this match had too many stakeholders,
Mm,
along with the contenders, New Zealand and England. Also, Pakistan was heavily dependent on today's match, just like India was dependent on West Indies versus South Africa. The same way, Pakistan was extremely dependent on this result. And there is one similarity. The result has made Indians happy the yesterday, and today the
mm,
result will make Pakistan also happy because they have a ray of hope in tomorrow's match. Okay, so what? So today, if you just summarize the entire match into a few sentences, then what I have observed is New Zealand has dominated both the innings, I think, for almost 15 overs in both cases and lost the deal in the last 5 overs or so. So maybe during batting, when they were batting, they lost the deal in last 5 overs. When they were bowling, the margin is even shorter. They lost the case in last 3 overs. So I think till 17 overs, like in New Zealand was extremely under control. And I think after that, Mitchell Santner's brain-fed captaincy had just didn't
mm,
get the logic of giving Glenn Phillips the ball, especially when already we were seeing that Dew is coming, and as leggy-ish, so Dew also was finding it very difficult to grip the ball. I don't know what was the logic behind giving another part-time leggy the ball to deliver at that stage. I think Santner was not having any idea about how Rihan Ahmed is, you know, how Rihan Ahmed plays. He's known to hit, long sixes. He has the experience of even opening the batting. So that's the kind of batting capabilities Rihan Ahmed has. So I think he was underestimated. And I think Will Jacks, another success story of this guy. He's having another dream tournament. So whatever England has achieved, I think England was a little bit nobody expected them to perform like this in the Super 8. They won all the three matches. I think because of the way they played in India, their league stage, they like somehow managed in all the three games to make a win. But this also we mentioned in our squad analysis videos that England in India and England in Sri Lanka, the stories will be different because England has really good spin lineup. They have shown the same today. And yeah, so I think during New Zealand's innings, their spinners brilliantly bowled, all the spinners, especially
mm,
Will Jacks and Adil Rashid. Also, Dawson, he has also been a very, very great find for the English team. And also Rihan Ahmed, he also bowled well. And I think perfect finish. So in the last 3 overs, that's why this game is so magical. So, almost for 17 overs, New Zealand, everyone was expecting New Zealand to win this easy, but the story was different when we were closing the match. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the chase was a bit uneasy, but they were still. Well, and you talked about Will Jacks, and we should also talk about Rihan, the way he
Yes.
played, and also Tom Banton. I think he handled the middle of overs well.
Yes.
So slightly uneasy, but composed. And I think England is the main concern in their batting is their top order. Their top order is
Yes.
not firing, especially Butler, and
Mm.
that's a point of concern. Let's discuss a bit about New Zealand's bowling, and I think Rachindra,
Rachin. Mm.
and he is somehow has found his mojo, and he's really
Mm.
bowling well. What do you think? What is working well for him? Is it because the pitches here is spin friendly, or has he actually improved as a bowler?
Yeah, so Premadasa Stadium is a spinner heaven. So we know that
Mm,
the boundaries are long, and also, if you are a decent spinner, you will get more turn than what you will get on other pitches. So if you remember when Sri Lanka used to play in late 90s or early 2000s, remember the way Sanath Jayasuriya used to bowl
mm,
on these pitches. He was also a similar type of a player like Rachin Ravindra. So he was an opening batter and also a left arm spinner. So every time Sanath Jayasuriya, had had to do something with the ball on this ground at Premadasa. He used to be very, very useful for Sri Lanka. So
mm,
this is a pitch where a normal spinner will get more help than on any other ground. If you see Will Jacks,
mm,
the way Will Jacks has found his form here today with the ball. Though Will Jacks has been bowling brilliantly over the today he bowled exceptionally. The kind of turn that the English bowlers were getting, like from it was ranging from 5 degrees to 7 degrees.
mm,
So yeah, so that's the level of turn that you might be getting from these pitches. Rachin Ravindra also bowled really well. I think that was probably was the reason why Mitchell Santner thought about giving Phillips the ball when it was the 18th over. But I don't know why Ferguson was not
mm,
bowled because if you have a proper death bowler like Ferguson, if you have 2 overs from him, if you
mm,
have Matt Henry, who is also a decent death bowler, I don't know because of the fact that they are, playing on our Premadasa, where they could. So I think this was a very very blunder move. Today, if you
mm,
see the way they started, both Ferguson and Henry, they were brilliant in the beginning with the new ball. And except Brook, no batsman was being able to, manage these two bowlers in the beginning. I think they missed the trick. New Zealand has missed the trick today. This, if somehow tomorrow Pakistan, manages what they are given to do, what the task that that they have been given, I think this one loss will bite New Zealand for quite some time now. This was
mm.
absolutely unwelcome.
What about New Zealand's middle overs? So I think their openers started well, but somehow
Yes,
in middle
yes.
overs they slowed down a
Mm,
bit, and
mm,
that costed them, say, a 15 to
mm,
20 runs, and
mm,
perhaps costed them the match.
mm,
What in middle overs, and what should New Zealand do in upcoming matches if
mm,
they reach semi-final and their next few matches in this tournament, because that's where they were strong in past few matches. They were actually really pacing their innings in middle overs quite well, but in this match somehow they faltered. What
mm,
can they
mm.
do there, and what went wrong in middle overs?
Yeah. Firstly, England spinners bowled really well, so
Hmm,
they gave a lot of flight to the ball. If you see they ranged their paces very nicely. They have bowlers like Adil Rashid, even Will Jacks also. Adil Rashid is a
hmm,
master of flight, and the more flight was being given to the ball, they were getting more turn. And
hmm,
like somehow New Zealand batters attitude is except Glenn Phillips. I think that also was a little bit wrong from their side. Instead of going straight and straight over the bowler, or maybe instead of going a little bit when they were bringing the ball offside, instead of going a little inside out, they were playing cross-batted shots mostly, and because of the uneven sides of the boundary, so one side the boundary was long, in the another side the boundary was short. So England bowled really, in a very cunning way, so that the batsmen, they are playing the cross-batted shots in the longer side of the boundary, and finally they were getting out, hold out in the deep. So
hmm,
that was the some of the blunders that Otherwise, New Zealand, the openers, as usual, they gave a brilliant start. I think Allen and
mm,
Seifert is one of the most formidable opening pair right
mm,
now.
mm,
And yeah, so they gave the perfect start that was needed from New Zealand. In fact, because of the start that they provided for a long, long period of time, even when England was batting, that one that entire power play batting that New Zealand shown, I think that actually kept New Zealand ahead of England.
mm,
Okay, so but all got wasted in the last 3 overs. But
mm,
otherwise, New Zealand's batting in the middle overs, I thought they would be able to manage spin a little bit in a more sensible way. But again, the same problem. They were playing cross-batted shots. They were going for, long return shots rather than going for, taking the scoreboard along, going for ones and twos. And finally, I feel they fell 10 to 15 runs short. This was a pitch where a decent, at least 170, 175 in the first innings will actually get you a winning total.
Let's move from New Zealand's batting to England's batting, and you summarized England's batting quite well. But let's dig a bit deeper into their
Hmm,
identity and their strategy and the kind of
hmm,
philosophy they are having this time. So I
hmm.
think what England has done well, and we can obviously pinpoint the problems that they have in their batting and the kind of collapse that they are having in their batting. That is there, but I think England has added a tactical patience to their
Yes,
baseball identity, and they are much more controlled, and they appear more assured even if wickets are 3 4 wickets are down. And Brook played a brilliant innings last match. You talked about Will Jacks. Will Jacks is actually bailing England out of many difficult matches.
absolutely.
So what I'm thinking, I think this England is more dangerous when they are controlled, they're measured, rather than when they used to be chaotic, they used to be destructive, and because the chances of losing matches were higher when they were more destructive and chaotic, and they used to play. Still, they're playing bad shots. Their shot selection is still not that great, but still, I think this England is more dangerous. Now, let's discuss this point that now when England has changed its identity and approach and strategies, how can teams playing against them can prepare better and focus on areas where they can moments and areas where they can beat England and then win
Yeah.
matches against them, because they are somehow, they look nervous sometimes, they look a bit iffy sometimes, but they're winning the matches. That's what
Hmm,
matters,
hmm,
right?
hmm, hmm,
So
hmm, hmm.
how can teams now prepare better against this new England, a new kind of
Hmm.
style that we are seeing from them?
Okay, so again, England in India and England in Sri Lanka are two different teams.
Mm,
So when they will be, so now we know that they are going to play the semi-final in Wankhede against either India or West Indies, whoever wins on Sunday.
mm,
So what I feel like the teams should be preparing themselves so far as the ground is concerned. So I don't think England spinners will get that much of help on Indian pitches. That's one thing. So, and one thing that has not at all worked for England, that is their opening pair. So they have not clicked as of now. So, and Josh Butler has been a, I think if Will Jacks is in his dream form, I think Josh Butler is in his nightmare form. So I think that's one very
mm,
very very weak link. And so now what they are doing is to counter the fact that their opening pair is not working. That has worked well, really. So they are bringing Brook as number three. And what is happening because of that thing that because in the power play, when the spinners are not coming into the picture, Brook is managing a few runs in the power play itself. So today also Brook did the same. But as soon as spinners are coming into the into the scenario, then again Brook is becoming a little bit cautious and is playing a little bit slow.
But
Pace is becoming slow.
yeah, but he has improved his game against spinners a bit. That I'm noticing.
Yes,
Earlier,
yes,
he used to
improved,
he used to get out
improved.
against spinners. Now he's surviving. At least he's
Yes,
taking singles, and he's a bit
yes.
more careful to not throw away his wicket to spinners,
Hmm,
which is a
hmm.
good strategy. But yes,
Yes, yes,
if
yes,
you really want to somehow stop Brook, then obviously you have to bring in spinners, and that's
yes,
that's a
yes.
clear cut strategy. Yeah.
And another type of bowling that they are not playing well is the slower pace deliveries, slower medium
Medium pacers
pace
we use.
deliveries, the off cutters and the leg cutters. So today, I don't know, like New Zealand again missed the trick by not bowling Ferguson enough. Ferguson has
Mm.
a tendency of, ranging it really high. So he can bring the pace down if he wants. He can
Those
bring the
those
pace up.
cutters.
Yes, 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 yes. So I just don't understand why Santner, ignored Ferguson absolutely.
Mm.
So, like on a Mumbai match, I think that kind of deliveries will be very, very handy. I will be
Mm.
banking on Hardik Pandya if India, qualifies for the semi-final. Then Hardik Pandya will be very, very important entity because apart from the spinners, Akshar Patel will be very, very different entity to,
Mm.
restrict Brook. Also, another player who has played really well today, he is Tom Banton. Tom Banton has
Mm.
really managed the chase well. Also, let's not forget Sam Curran. Sam Curran also
Mm.
kind of he was taking it deep. So the thing that in England middle order has been doing for so long is the good part is they are taking it deep.
Mm.
So they know that we will be, early wickets will fall. But apart from that match against Sri Lanka, almost in every match, somehow some batsman has come up who has taken it deep, and they
Mm.
are having an excellent finisher in the form of Will Jacks.
Mm.
So I think the way Jacks has performed that finishing role, and when he is having the ball, those the few wickets that he is bringing every day, I
Mm.
think that's the magic that they are having right now. Also, another fact that Jofra Archer has come back to his form. Jofra Archer
Mm.
is a very, very, he's bowling really well. Jamie Overton has also looked good with his variation of pace, and
Mm.
he has good slowers and cutters on up his sleeves. So a lot of players have contributed more or less so far as England bowling lineup is concerned. Now the fact is only two matches are left for them, and I think they will go with all their force that is working. They have limited resources, but they have used the resources really well. And
Mm.
if India versus England happens, then I think this will be a hat trick of India versus England semi-final in World T20.
Mm. Mm.
So after Adelaide, last time it was Guyana, and
Mm.
this time it might be a Mumbai semi-final.
I think we also have to look at the implications of this match and the match England had against who was the opponent last match against England?
Pakistan.
Pakistan. So these two matches, what these two matches have done for them going
Mm,
forward to semi-finals is they now have the psychological advantage,
brilliant.
and it has done a great service to their readiness in the sense that
Yes,
they are now seeing that even in their bad days they are winning matches. They can bail themselves out of bad situations. That will boost their confidence like anything.
yes,
And
yes.
say if they have a good day in batting, and God forbid that should not come against India, but if that happens, then it's a really bad news for India. And here we are assuming that
Any
India
opponent.
will beat
Mm.
West Indies and reach semi-final. So I think in that sense, these two wins are really important for them. And yeah, so India have to prepare well if they reach semi-final to beat this team.
I
Because
think that sense, if you look at England's
mm,
performance all throughout the tournament, in all the matches they were in trouble.
yeah, yeah.
So against Nepal, they were in trouble. Scotland, they were, in trouble. Against Italy, they were
Mm,
tremendously troubled when
mm,
the Italy's batsmen when they were hitting for those long sixes.
mm,
Against Sri Lanka, their batting collapsed massively,
mm,
and
mm.
the entire comeback happened during their bowling. So almost every match, England
Yeah, yeah.
struggled a bit, and almost in every matches, England just pulled out a victory, and sometimes they pulled out a victory out of nowhere. Okay,
Mm,
so maybe in 1 over, or maybe a couple of overs, in maybe 3 overs or so, they have managed the victory. So
mm.
this is so this has been a very uh, shaky yet
Interesting campaign. Yeah.
interesting campaign for England. So shaky but effective. So yeah, so sometimes a team that has this type of a campaign,
Mm,
they end up winning a tournament because
yeah, yeah.
everything works for them. So that is a very big thing. And before the
Mm,
tournament, nobody was even talking about England. So everyone
mm,
was saying that the England cricket is now dead. So they are not being able to manage anything, and their white ball
mm,
cricket is struggling big time.
mm,
And all of a
mm,
sudden, I think what happened just before the tournament, the 3-0
mm,
victory against Sri Lanka, that
mm,
gave them a very massive,
mm.
big confidence.
Also, it means what they're actually doing well. If you look at 250 run chase, for example, hypothetically saying, so there is clarity and you there is a hit or lose kind of a situation, right?
Hmm,
But
hmm,
what
hmm.
England is doing well, they are chasing these mid-range totals, and here you need patience. You need those measured, those controlled kind of innings from at least two of your batters.
Sensibility.
Sensibility, and that they are doing means that's why we can see that all in England's team are not doing well as a batting unit, but perhaps they are doing well, better than other teams in terms of soaking the pressure and taking their teams over the line. So in that sense, they are actually quite fit for the situations that we are having and the pitches that we are having, the conditions we are having in this tournament. But what will happen if, say, there is a 250 run chase? That would
Hmm,
be, or 230 runs chase. That would be
hmm,
an interesting thing to see, and how then England cope up with that. Or are they always finding themselves in a situation where they have to chase 160, 170?
hmm,
That is either helping them, or perhaps they will perform better in a 230 to 40 run chase.
hmm.
That's yet to be seen, and we hope that again something bad doesn't happen against India. That's our hope. But even if that happens, that would be an interesting match to
Match to
watch.
watch.
Yeah.
Hmm. First let's see that whether what happens on Sunday. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
uh,
so, but we are hoping for the best, and
yeah,
we are moving with that assumption that that India will win the match. All right.
true.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's what we wanted to cover in today's episode, and I think New Zealand now have to wait for other matches, and Pakistan also
so
have to.
yeah, so the scenario is if Sri Lanka makes 160 odd
Hmm,
runs, then Pakistan will have to chase it within 13 overs. And I think if Pakistan makes 160, then they will have to defeat Sri Lanka by 65 odd runs. So I think that's kind of the scenario that is right now. I
hmm,
think now let's see what happens in Kandy tomorrow. So Pakistan has
yeah.
an outside chance.
Hmm, hmm,
Now let's see whether the other semi-final that moves from Kolkata to Colombo or not. So
hmm.
that's what we have to see for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. So, if you enjoyed this breakdown and like what we are doing here in this channel and the kind of content we are having here, please subscribe to Deep Point and share our videos, like our videos. Obviously, tell others that there is a channel that is discussing different aspects of cricket. That way, we can reach to different people, tell our stories to an wider audience, and that's what we want. We want to increase this community. We want to grow this community and want all of you to join this community and discuss cricket and all things about cricket. So tell us in the comments, are England peaking quietly and are New Zealand slipping at the wrong time? So yeah, so until next time, we go beyond the scoreboard. This is Deep Point. Thank you for watching. See you in
Thank
the
you.
next one.